You're listening to After the Review.
After the review.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed.
The biggest mystery.
Your obsession with the state of Utah football is getting ridiculous.
I have to.
All right. What's up, everybody? We're back. Your backyard bookies here for week 5. Week 5, Scott. We're back. Celebrations. I finally got you this week for the first time ever. I'm excited.
Not gonna let it happen again, Pete.
Oh.
Never gonna let it happen again. I finally had a losing record, but we both picked our locks, and they both. You hit yours, right?
I hit
2?
mine, of course. 6
We
and
both hit ours, so we're both
6 and 2.
So we can say we're 3-0 on locks that we don't pick the same game.
This is perfect, and I don't think we
have.
We don't have it this week.
No, we definitely don't have the same game this week. There's no shot. Made sure of it.
I also told you my lock. So
yeah, I did stay in the same commerce as you, but definitely not the same game. But
teaser, I like it.
But yeah, I mean 2 and 3, it is what it is. I still won money. We're still making money here, but it's tough to have a losing record. I think I'm still 70% on the year so far, so that's still well above
professional.
Well above the expert level. So ESPN, get at me. But I think I have 5 good ones this week, so I'm feeling a little better. The board's looking a little more clear, so hopefully we have a good week. I think we will. All
right, you're reading the lines here. All right, let's just give a quick rundown of last week. $43 you were a winner still. Like you said, you hit your lock. Syracuse plus 5.5. Missed on Boston College Clemson over 46.5. Called that one. The Irish totally let you down on that one. A little bit of a shocker. Plus 2 miss. Horns covered -4 pretty comfortably. Maybe not so comfortably. Almost a little backdoor. That late line movement helped you. We talked about this. That extra point got to pay. Good bet right there. And then your obsession with the state of Utah. BYU Utah State over 59.5. Did not hit. I thought I did pretty good over here. Like you said, finally beat you. I'm a happy man. $97. Oh, yeah, your total. You still are at a blistering 13.38 for the season, so you're kicking my ass there. Hit my lock. Thank you, Patty Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Lock. Duke, 20 points. Couldn't do it. Come on, man.
Couldn't do it.
Awful. Boston College 16 definitely could do it. Clemson's pretty bad, so bet against Clemson. Oregon State covered -2.5. Oregon State kind of not getting a lot of love. I almost bet them again this week. I think they're a pretty good team.
I looked at it too. I almost thought about it too, but I stayed away.
Yeah, we're not fully sold. And then Houston plus 17.5 in an NFL game. I should have listened to you. Don't bet on a guy named Davis. Don't ever do it, people. A man named Davis. I think he had the worst NFL half maybe since Nathan Peterman. I think he was like.
I think if Davis Mills just threw every ball into the dirt,
we might have covered.
He had no completions and threw every single ball into the dirt. I think he might have had a better QBR than he ended up with. I think it was like a 0.9 or some stupid shit like that. He could have.
I texted you at halftime.
It's ever been. He had 4 picks.
I texted you at halftime. I was like, if my quarterback had the worst half maybe ever, and I'm still covering here, I'm feeling good. And it only went downhill from there. 4 picks, pretty painful. But let's forget about that. Let's move on to this week. You said you have a lot of games you like this week. What's one of them?
So you're gonna give me shit for this. I talked to you on Tuesday. I did share with you just to make sure I could do this. I knew we were gonna tape during the game. If there's anybody out there that was going to actually pick all 5 of my games, I apologize. You can only probably pick 4 of them. I went ahead and picked Coastal Carolina. They're playing currently. The game's almost over. I told them on Tuesday that I'd pick Coastal Carolina minus 19.5. It currently looks like
they're gonna win. They're up 25, I think.
They're gonna cover. They're up by 32. So they're gonna go ahead and cover that game. I like Coastal Carolina. All they've done this year is cover big spreads. And I think. And they don't really play anybody. They also have a good quarterback. McCall's a solid guy.
Ranked top 15, I believe, maybe 16.
They are 15th. They are 15th. So I went ahead and went with them. They're going to end up covering. Game's about to be over right now. Actually, it's 52-20. I apologize.
Easy cover.
So I picked that one 33 to 130. So I'm going to go ahead and
I told you.
30 bones on the board.
Our official books only operate on games between Friday and Monday. You only win $10 for this game.
And I didn't get that memo. I wasn't told that. So
sorry. The
not
seedy,
much more to say about that. But,
seedy underbellies over here. I hate that. So yeah, people can yell at you. Maybe you should have tweeted it out to your glorious listeners so they could have been on top of it. But
nah.
I'm gonna give you one. I
only care about my lock.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a good one here. You're gonna like this one. Might be a little memey for everybody, but that's what I'm here for. I'm the entertainment. You're the winner. I'm the entertainer. Maybe I'll do a little bit of winning here and there. We got a great matchup here. Let's go to the state of Massachusetts. We got the
the
Yukon Huskies are playing at the UMass Minutemen. I believe they're the Minutemen.
Oh, is this a football game?
This is a football game. The 0-4, I believe.
Do they know they're playing football?
No, nobody has a win in this game. Both teams do not have a win. You know, you and I kind of watched. We watched a little bit of Yukon Vanderbilt as a joke, or at least kept track of the score. I was keeping my eyes on it. Yukon's actually not as bad as people think they are. I'm gonna just go down Yukon's history right here. They've done a really good job. So they're 3-3 on the year against the spread. It's not bad for the team that everyone considers the worst team in football, and they've covered the last three. Covered 34.5, covered 31.5, covered 14.5. In fact, they lost on a last-second field goal to Vanderbilt, lost by 2 to Wyoming, and then, they got blown out by Army, but Army's pretty good. So I'm actually going to go with the Yukon Huskies minus 3.5 points right here. I think they're going to cover easily. UMass is not a good team on the counter out of them. UMass over here is 0-5 against this. 0-5. Oh no, 2-3. Sorry, and they have not done anything recently. Couldn't cover 36 against CC. Your favorite. Couldn't cover 27 against Toledo. They managed to cover 39 against Boston College. Congratulations. Like we said, Boston College doesn't do that much offensively as it is. So I actually think UConn's going to get a win. They've lost 2 straight 2-point games. They're due for a win. UMass is barely... I didn't even know UMass was a Division I football team, I'm going to be honest. I mean, it's relatively new, it feels like. So yeah, not a basketball game. Maybe if it was, it'd be a lot more interesting. Who knows? I'm going with the Huskies minus 3.5 right here. I'm swallowing those points. Don't let me down, UConn. Don't let me down. Oh,
that's a tough one. I hope you're not actually going to tune into that game.
Oh yeah, $20. I'm only 22 to win 20. 22 to win 20.
Oof, that is just a brutal football game. I don't know how you had the guts to pick that one, but
I got balls of steel over here.
Oh, you?
We're feeling like winners.
Wild. So for my second game, I'm going to go ahead and pick SMU Navy. SMU is minus 13.5 at Navy. Navy is primarily a running football team.
Triple option.
Everybody knows that. If you know how to stop it, it's not going to be too difficult for you to stop.
But if you don't,
they haven't. I mean, they played Houston.
I looked at this game.
Houston. They lost to Air Force. They lost to Marshall. They beat UCF last week, but
They're playing UCF without their quarterback. UCF's quarterback is out. They're playing better though. Navy is playing better.
They are playing better, but I think SMU is a much better, well-rounded. They might give up some points to Navy, but I think overall, 13.5 I think is a decent number. Kind of look at the stats here. Navy is actually getting more than half of the bets, 52% of the bets.
Ooh.
Which is interesting.
That's good. We support our service academies in this country. We don't care. Gambling be damned. We're betting on them.
I mean, as well as last year, they played each other. SMU covered. They were 12.5 point favorites last year. They covered that.
This is a much better SMU team.
Game. Very high scoring game last year too. It was 51-37. So
peeping the over a little bit.
I can probably think of the same. I'd probably take the over as well, but I think I'm going to go with SMU minus the points, 13.5. I'll just take. I'll take 33 to win 30 on that one.
Okay.
I feel decent about that.
Stick with teams that have...
SMU puts up good points. They kick the shit out of TCU, which they put up a good game against Texas. So I think they can take out Army by at least 2 touchdowns.
All right.
Pretty good.
So I'm gonna hold I have 2 more games on Saturday. One is a lock, and one is one of the 3 games we're picking head to head. So I'm gonna save that one. So I'm gonna head over to Sunday. Now, interesting game. I don't know what I'm missing here. 3-1 Denver Broncos going to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Has anybody been watching Pittsburgh this year? Ben Roethlisberger's terrible. He's fat. He's out of shape. He looks like he's getting rowdy in a bathroom stall at a Chili's. I mean, he looks washed. Their defense is totally banged up. And Denver's defense turns people over. Now, they didn't look great against Baltimore. I know. Baltimore's offense is electric. Ever heard of Lamar Jackson? He kind of is an issue to deal with. Ben Roethlisberger's not running around like that against Denver's defense. Von Miller might have 7 sacks. I don't know, because Ben's going down. He ain't the young man he used to be. He ain't rolling out of the pocket making plays. And if he is making that play, he's going to throw a pick directly to a defender because he just doesn't care anymore. He's probably sitting over there, eating a cheeseburger on the sideline, maybe drinking a beer or 2. Pittsburgh's lost 3 straight against the spread, 3 straight overall. Easy, I feel like I'm getting a point here on the road for the Broncos. Teddy's not going to turn the ball over. Denver's offense struggled a little bit against Baltimore, moving the ball, but I still think, good enough. Pittsburgh's defense, like I said, banged up a lot. I think the Steelers are just bad, and I could be totally wrong here, but I'm going with the Broncos, getting a point on the road, 22-20. Teddy Two Gloves, much love here for my Broncos.
All right. Don't hate that. Ben Roethlisberger is kind of a shell of himself right now. He's pretty pathetic, so I don't hate that at all. So actually, as you were talking about that game, I was looking at action, and I had this game. I'm actually I'm gonna switch it a little bit. Ooh. I actually like another number in this game. We got our Roadrunners, UTSA, playing Western Kentucky.
Best team in the state of Texas, maybe.
Western Kentucky is -3.5.
This was a head scratcher, this line.
UTSA is currently undefeated. They're one of the few teams left that are undefeated. They haven't played Western Kentucky yet. But UTSA also really hasn't played anybody. They barely squeaked by UNLV.
They beat ranked Memphis.
It was a good game against. They beat Memphis too, but I'm actually looking at these scores right now, and they are very, very interesting. Western Kentucky's been putting up a lot of points. They put up 31 against Big Ten Michigan State team last week. Put 31 up against Indiana. Put 59 up against what's UTM? I don't even know what UTM is.
Tennessee Martin. University Tennessee Martin.
Tennessee Martin. Uh-huh. They put 59 up against them.
Scored 35 against Army.
So I was going to pick UTSA plus 3.5. I don't feel as good about that as I did before about 5 minutes ago.
Huh.
Now I'm thinking this over-under 70.5. I can see both teams scoring at will against each other. Western Kentucky's been putting up – they haven't got the wins, but they've been putting up all kinds of points. UTSA can put up points too. I like 70.5.
He's good at 70.5.
Over 70.5, UTSA, Western Kentucky.
Let's get rowdy.
We're going to say 33 to win 30 on that one. I literally just changed as you were talking about that last game.
I sold him. Ben Roethlisberger's terribleness sold him on an over in a college football game. I will laugh when UTSA covers and does not hit the over just to troll super hard against you.
I mean, that'd be my fault. I would apologize for that, but
I like it. I think UTSA is a good team,
and that's usually what happens when you second guess yourself. So if it happens, it happens.
Trust the gut.
I won't be mad about it, but 70.5, 33 to win 30.
Okay, I like it. How about this one? Sunday still. I like to go in order a little bit. Little controversy brewing down in Jacksonville. I don't know if you've heard. Urban Meyer likes to have a beverage or two at his own establishment. Maybe philander a little bit with a lady. lady of the night, maybe. Who knows? He's just a man. Married man, by the way. Things sound bad in Jacksonville. Urban Meyer is well over his skis in the NFL. Kind of showing it's not easy to do this thing in the league. A lot easier to coach in college than it is in the NFL. He's really struggling. They blew a 10-point lead against Cincinnati. I know they had Thursday off, but it's just been a lot of noise in that locker room. And they're getting a team that's much better than them coming off a bad loss. Tennessee's coming to town. Bad loss against the Jets. Wasn't really the offense's fault. Henry went for a $167 and a tutty. Tannehill threw for over 200 yards and a touchdown. No turnovers. Just didn't get enough out of their defense to stop Zach Wilson. I don't think they're going to let that happen again. Tennessee is going to pound the rock. Jacksonville, Urban Meyer, they don't trust him. What's going on in the locker room? This could turn into a dumpster fire real quick. Some are conspiring that USC, this is all a move for Urban to get let go so he can go to USC. I wouldn't touch Urban with a 10-foot pole from what I've been hearing from him. The health problems at Florida, not really health problems I'm hearing. Was kind of a scumbag guy, ran out of Ohio State. He's just a really bad guy, Urban Meyer. Not really talked about how bad of a guy Urban Meyer is.
It's talked about now.
It is now, but it's always
talked about now.
But wouldn't you say the perception was Urban wasn't a bad guy compared to Saban? Like, people don't like Saban. Saban's a good guy. He's just a old curmudgeon that wins football games. Not a bad guy. He's just kind of a dick. It's a little difference between being a demanding winning football coach and being a real bad guy. Urban Meyer, generally bad guy, I think. Tennessee, bad performance from a good team. I still think the Titans are a very good football team. Go stop Derrick Henry. Good luck. Jacksonville's defense already terrible. I don't love 86% of the money is on the Titans right here, so it is a little scary. But I know Trevor Lawrence looking better, but if you couldn't beat Cincinnati with a 10-point lead at half, 14-point lead at half, I just think it's a lot of noise for a really young team. Not going to overcome it. Tennessee wins this game comfortably, I hope. 33-30 on the Titans.
I don't mind that. Jacksonville is a little bit of a dumpster fire right now. It's not a good look right now. I mean, if Urban Meyer makes it to the end of the year, I would be. Do we
get odds on that?
Absolutely. If he's done after this, he should be done after this week, truthfully. But
I heard they were laughing at him. They were laughing at him when he apologized, like left the room, and they were all just laughing at him behind his back, and he knew it. It's like, how do you lose a locker room that fast? I don't know.
He's probably using college practices to coach a bunch of professional football players. That doesn't work. Doesn't work.
Yeah, he pulled that shit. Hold up, he didn't even fly home on the team plane Thursday. He stayed in Ohio.
No.
It's so bad. That's such a bad look.
It's all bad looks for him. There's no way he stays the rest. They'll do some buyout with him, and
I don't know. Shad Khan has been known to keep his coaches a lot longer than he should. I mean, he keeps them around. He's a very loyal guy.
Yeah, this is a different situation, though, but we'll see what happens. So for this is the fourth one, right? Yeah, fourth pick. We have interesting one. New Mexico and San Diego State. At San Diego State, they're 4-0. Are they ranked or not ranked?
I don't think the Aztecs are ranked.
They're not. They're ranked 25th.
Attaboy.
So New Mexico has played our football team, if we want to call them a football team, and they put up a big zippo against our football team.
Against the best quarterback in the nation.
They literally put up 13 against UTEP as a favorite and lost, and they put up 10 against Air Force. I don't think New Mexico has much of a prolific football team. If they put up double-digit points against San Diego State, I'd be absolutely in shock.
Floored. The
over-under is 42.5.
That's so low.
I can see the game being like 38-3 or 31-10 or something, maybe 31-7, maybe not even a touchdown. I can see just San Diego State blowing the fuck out of them. New Mexico just dilly-dallies around on the football field. It's kind of a joke. A little bit of a joke. They're about of a joke as a team that you picked earlier, the Yukon Huskies. But
don't talk about my Huskies.
42.5. It is very low, but it's a number that might be a little deceiving. because I don't think New Mexico is going to score. And the over is 65% of the bets right now. I think people are seeing that number and being like, okay, that's definitely doable. It's like 24 to 20, but it's not. I don't think it's going to happen. New Mexico's not going to score. I'll take the under 42.5. It's a scary bet. It is a scary bet.
He's scared.
But we're going to do it. I'll do 22 to win 20 because it is a little spooky. It is spooky season. 22 to win 20, 42.5. A lot like one of the games I picked last week. Which game? My lock, actually. I'm not watching this game. I'll just be I'll be tuning into the ticker for this one. But 42.5 under 22 to win 20.
Life's too short to lose money on the over. I'm okay with it. So, that's gonna be our motto. Life's too short to lose money on the over. Like I said, I'm picking one of our head-to-head games. So I'm just gonna hop right into my lock. I let you know what my lock was earlier because I'm breaking one of your rules. I grabbed this game. Number's a little higher now. I grabbed this game at about halftime on Saturday because I don't know if you've heard. Alabama's got a great football team. And you know who does not have a good quarterback? The Texas A&M Fighting Aggies. Alabama's coming to town. And when I say this politely, with all due respect, Zach Calzada is the worst Division I quarterback I have ever seen play football. He looks like a guy who never played football growing up. He looks like a guy who has no idea any feel of the game. He doesn't know the difference between a touch pass and a 5,000-mile-an-hour flamethrower from 2 yards away. And he panics if anybody comes within 15 feet of him.
I didn't realize he was an All-American in high school. That blew my mind.
Allegedly. He's a 3-star. I know he's a 3-star. I know Georgia also offered him. That should tell you everything. Georgia never gets their own quarterback to be good. I also know he is a Cuban immigrant, or his parents are. So, go Cuba. But terrible. Just awful. I've heard word we're starting a guy named Billy Vegas, maybe, getting some snaps. A walk-on quarterback in this game. My lock is Bama minus 15.5. I think the number is all the way up to 18 right now. I'd be willing to go as high as 24, I think.
I think it got up to 19 at some point. It might have tailed off. I'm not sure.
Took a little, maybe Billy Vegas bringing that number down a little bit. He's a walk-on. He's something different. I've been calling for the walk-on for 2 weeks because it's got to be better than what we have. A&M's O-line is young in the interior. They're getting pushed around a little bit. It shows, especially at center. It's unfortunate. Can't get the run game going like they need to. The defense, the secondary is bad. They get toasted. Bryce Young, very good. Alabama, team to beat. And it'll probably be them in Georgia when it comes down to it. Knowing me, A&M somehow plays the best game they've played ever. That's why I'm wearing a Kellen Mond jersey here, the last great A&M quarterback here to rep tonight. This feels easy. I mean, they blew us out last year by 18, and we were great last year. And they're much more dynamic when it comes to quarterback play than they were last year, Alabama. Mac was, Mac. Bryce Young, something special. So, yeah, Bama minus 15.5, lock it, 100 to win 90. I'm comfortable taking 24 if it gets to that, people. So, yeah, that's just lock it in, breaking the rules. I don't care. We suck, especially at quarterback. And in college, the better quarterback usually wins and usually covers.
Yeah, I would never pick the game, but I would have to probably agree. I will be watching the game, but
we'll watch this one.
I think we all know the outcome. What's going to happen? It's not going to be pretty up in Kyle Field.
It's unfortunate.
It's going to be a pretty one.
It's unfortunate. If Haynes King wasn't hurt,
we had
be a great game.
We had some we had some promise this year. Unfortunately, not going to happen. It's going to be a tough one this week. But,
Battered Aggie syndrome is real.
Like I said, for my lock, I am staying in the same conference, and I'm actually picking the two teams are playing each other that just got absolutely obliterated by the top two teams in the nation.
Oh, wow. This is a game I liked.
Arkansas and Ole Miss. So Arkansas put up a whopping 0 points last week. Ole Miss might as well have put up 0 points last week against Alabama. They did somehow skirmish up 21 points, but they
Heisman
have a
numbers,
very
right?
good quarterback.
Heisman quarterback right there.
They do have. I mean, he's a solid player.
That's
I can see him putting up a bunch of points, but
that dies when you die to Alabama. So does your Heisman hopes.
maybe. But in this one, these are two teams that are probably pretty pissed off about their performance last week. They're playing SEC foes. They're both pretty good football teams. The
Allegedly.
under is, so I'm not picking the spread here. The over-under is 66.5. The under is taking 63%. I think a lot of that has to do with their performance last week. People are just banking that they're not going to score any points because they didn't last week.
Nope.
I think a lot of casual bettors just kind of go off of history of the week before. And they don't really understand that they're both playing each other. They're not playing the same team. They just play. They're playing each other, and they can score more points than 0 and 21.
This is a very foreign concept.
66.5 is doable. They can both get about 35 points. I can see one team scoring. I can see Ole Miss scoring 50. I really like the over 66.5. Actually, I'm in love with the over 66.5. I would marry this over if it would say I do, but it won't because it's a number, so can't do that.
Hey, you never know.
Anyway,
It's 2021. Who knows?
You can do whatever you want, I guess, these days. But I love the over 66.5, 100 to win 91. I think Matt Corral is a giant game. I think at least Arkansas puts up 4 touchdowns.
It can't be any worse.
Hopefully to help my cause a little bit. Ole Miss is 6-point favorite, so they're guessing it's going to be pretty back and forth scoring. I think they're going to definitely. I think they might get into the 70s. So 100 win 91, 66.5. I hope my fans are happy with that one. I think my at least one fan will be happy with that one, but
it can't be any worse
I feel pretty good about that.
For Arkansas's running back who quote tweeted a quote from Georgia's defensive. I'm not sure, somebody on Georgia's defense said, "We don't care if we're playing the Patriots. They ain't getting in the end zone." That was on their mentality on defense, and he just put a laughing, crying emoji. And I think he ran for about 12 yards. So
yeah,
can't go much worse for the Arkansas Razorbacks. I like it. I actually do like it. We're going against the motto here. We're changing our mottos. I think this is a good bounce back game for both teams to put up points. Neither team defense is very good, as we just saw. So that plays. It plays. Let's go to head-to-heads, because I have this game. It's one of my other games. There's a rivalry game in the great state of Texas that nobody cares about. It's called the Red River Shootout. I don't care what anybody says. It's the Red River Shootout. Oklahoma, Texas, classic game. Always rooting for the Sooners because everybody hates Texas, horns down. But my money and my pocketbook is going to be on the smart thing and bet the Horns here. Horns getting 3.5. Casey Thompson with Texas has looked very good offensively. Defense, it's 50-50. This is more a rivalry game. Texas plays OU very well, and Oklahoma has not shown me anything to be impressive by any stretch of the imagination. Spencer Rattler definitely looks like the Kroger brand of Patrick Mahomes out there, just everything Patrick isn't, in looks and in skill. So yeah, OU, I expect a close game. I'm getting 3 in the hook here for the Horns. So if Oklahoma does win this game, not going to be by a touchdown, maybe by a field goal. Makes me very comfortable with this number. I almost took the Horns outright on the money line here, but I just couldn't do it. I think I would be disowned as an Aggie fan, and I would just vomit maybe. I might throw up putting in the ticket if I did that. So I'll take my 3.5 points, 22 to win 20, because if I get burned, I'm not getting burned a lot by Texas. I will be rooting for Oklahoma, but yeah, I know what I see. I don't get how Oklahoma's favored here. Texas with Casey Thompson has been a much different football team. So throw the Arkansas game out, I guess, and Sark's finally kind of figuring things out maybe. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, going with the Horns.
For me in that one, I'm kind of going in a different direction. last 3 years, the over-under has been in the 70s. I understand both teams are different now. And I know the OU team this year is not as electric as it's been in the past. Can look at the stats for the over/under. I think I think it's covered 2 out of 3 times as well. I think it's been all in the 70s.
A lot of wacky plays in that game usually. A lot of big, crazy scoring plays.
I mean, it's for me. I'm thinking it's a very emotional game for both teams. Obviously, it's the biggest game both teams are going to play this year. If one team wins, I mean, if Texas wins, they could be in the top 15.
It's Texas, they'll put them in the top 10.
If Oklahoma wins, then they could actually might start impressing people and maybe jump to the top 4 eventually. They still have to get a few big wins, but if they lose this game, they're done. It's over. Like they don't have any chance of getting in the top 4 if they lose this game. Everyone knows this is a big. No, I don't think they do. They don't. Cincinnati's going to roll. They're going to get.
Oh, you're giving it to the Bearcats?
If one team loses in the top,
we'll count
Iowa, Penn State play this week, so
that's
they play
true.
each other. But
so Big Ten winner
and pretty much
Bama, Georgia winner. I mean, unless you play the SEC knockout game, which I don't think is fair. But.
No, Cincinnati will probably be in the top 4 this week after the Penn State Iowa game. So Oklahoma has to win this game for any possibility of getting in the top 4, and Texas to get into a
they could win the conference. Win the conference. You win the conference.
They could get into a big bowl this year. They could get the Fiesta Bowl or Rose Bowl or something like that. So they know what's at stake. There's been 70s the last 3 years. 2 out of 3 times it's hit. This year it's 63.5, which is shocking. Very low. They don't think Oklahoma's going to be scoring any points. That's my guess.
That would be.
The total is over right now. 62% of the bettors, and actually 60% of the money's on the under, which is shocking. But I'm going to take the over. I like the over 62.5 or 63.5. I apologize. 63.5. I think there's going to be a lot of scoring. There's too much emotion in this game, and I think everyone on the field knows that, and they know it's at stake. So they're gonna come out firing. This is the biggest game of the year for both teams. So a lot of points, and I think it'll be a good game. I think I do like your Texas pick. I think they might end up winning the game, but Oklahoma, I feel like, will be a different team this game.
They come into play
than they've been the past few weeks against West Virginia and Kansas State. They've kind of struggled, so they'll have a good game this week. It'll be they'll both score 30 points plus, so it'll be a good one.
I hate this 11 a.m. kickoff. Stop putting good games at 11 a.m. I don't want to wake up that early. 10
a.m. here.
Yeah, nobody wants to wake up that early for good college football. 9 a.m. over there on the West Coast. That's why nobody, that's why the Big Ten gets no love from anybody. All right, next game, Big Ten, like you said, Penn State, Iowa. Must pick. Line is Iowa -2. Game is in Iowa. Iowa's the real deal. I was very surprised by them. They had a couple extra days. I think they played on Friday. I was a little worried about the Friday. I almost picked them last week. Friday, weird games on the road scared me, in conference. But Iowa's real deal. Play elite defense. Penn State's offense is their weak point. Penn State also plays very good defense. But I think this is where Penn State falls. Iowa's going to be able to scrounge up enough offense, probably get a score on defense. I like this. Penn State's been known to fold in these big spots. I know they had the huge win against Auburn, but how good really is Auburn? We'll find out this week against Georgia. I don't think Auburn's that good, really. So I like Iowa here. 2 points. I think Iowa's real deal, top 5 team, top 4 team, easily in the playoff contention. Yeah, they're the team to beat in the Big Ten. Simple as that. As Colin Cowherd would say, they have their real ID. They're not going to get bounced from the club of actual football players. They got their big boy ID, 21 and up. So they're ready to play. Going with the Hawkeyes.
Once again, I'm going the different direction here. Once again, going over-under. 41 points is the over-under. That's
low.
That's terrifying.
That's a low number.
They're thinking it's gonna be like a 41 points. I'm saying they're thinking it's going to be like a 21-17 kind of just struggle. And I like that. I like it a lot. I think Iowa and Penn State is going to be a defensive struggle. It's going to be a lot of punting, a lot of running the ball, a lot of clock management.
Defensive scores is what's going to kill you. That's the only thing I would be hesitant about.
I think one team is going to have a pick six or a fumble recovery in the red zone or somewhere deep in someone's territory for a quick score. And that'll probably be the deciding factor in the game is how many defensive scores are going to be. It's going to be a struggle the whole entire game. Like I said, even in the Texas OU game, both teams know what's at stake here. It's the biggest game for both of them. 41 points is not a lot of points. I hope that they don't score many points. I don't think Iowa likes to score points quick, so they'll milk the clock for a while. If they score an offensive touchdown deep in their own territory, it's going to take 6-7 minutes off the clock for it to happen.
It might take 15. It might take the whole quarter.
It might take the entire quarter. So 41 points, I like it. I'm going to pick the under 41. It's terrifying. Putting my sack on the table here.
We're staying
41 points, but
we're on brand.
We're going to do it.
We're on brand. I like it.
We're going to do it. I've picked Iowa under, I think, twice maybe this year already, and they haven't let me down, so we'll see if they keep it going, but 41 points is scary. But
That's nothing.
We're going to do it. We're going to do it. Under 41.
All right, last one. Sunday Night Football. Fun game in the great state of Missouri? Yeah, Missouri. We're playing in Kansas City. Buffalo Bills, Kansas City Chiefs rematch of the AFC Championship game. Chiefs, I told you, would right the ship against the Eagles. They righted the ship. Buffalo has looked damn near unstoppable. Josh Allen making a strong case for MVP. Like I said, he can put up a bunch of garbage numbers in that garbage division they play in. And they're also playing the AFC South, so another garbage division they're playing for him to rack up numbers with. Kansas City minus 2.5. Kansas City doesn't cover, like you said. Really struggling. I actually like the Bills straight up here. I think this is a game means a lot more for the Bills. Chiefs already lost to the Ravens, so home field's pretty much out of the picture for Kansas City when it comes to tiebreakers. They're going to want this one. They're going to feel like they need this one. Buffalo really wants this one. There's a major difference between going to Arrowhead and going up to Orchard Park in Buffalo come end of January. It might be 25 degrees in Kansas City, on a bad day. It's going to be 2 degrees and 2 feet of snow in Buffalo, and that's what the Bills want. So I think the Bills want this game more than anything. Chiefs, kind of lackadaisical. Not going to love them falling to 2-3, but I do think Josh Allen is playing out of his damn mind right now, and the Chiefs' defense has not been good. They gave up a good chunk of points to that Philly offense last week. They were just able to outscore them. So I'm going with the Bills straight up here on the money line. What are we looking at? What are my odds here? I don't even care about the odds. I'm going Bills straight up. I don't care. What about you?
I have the same feeling. I actually got it at 3 points, but I'll stay at 2.5. I know it changed to 2.5. I like the Bills a lot in this one. Like I said, like you said, I don't like picking the Chiefs ever to cover in a game. They just like to score just enough points to win most weeks. For me, it's Buffalo against Kansas City's defense and Kansas City against Buffalo's defense. I think that's going to be thinking about it that way. I think Josh Allen had just an absolute field day against Kansas City's defense. Patrick Mahomes is magic, but he's playing a very, very good team. And he's shown, even against the Ravens, he might have an okay day, but he's not going to score enough to basically out. The way teams beat Kansas City is they have to outscore them. And I think this week that's going to happen because Buffalo is pretty prolific. Josh Allen is a MVP candidate. He's pretty magical. I think that Pittsburgh Steelers game was an absolute write-off. I wouldn't even consider that anymore. They might not lose a game the rest of the year. Yeah, it's complete anomaly. 2.5, I think, is is pretty easy. I think I'd probably take a money line too. I don't know what the odds are money line. Money line's plus 120.
Yeah.
If I could put a bet in, I'd probably put a money line just to get that extra, $20. But
a little extra cheddar.
We're not. We're just picking head here. So we're going to pick 2.5 points for the Buffalo Bills. So I like that a lot.
All right. Circle the wagons, everybody. The Buffalo Bills. All right. Give us a quick rundown of your picks this week, and then we'll wrap it up.
Cool. So we have the game that just ended. I already won that one. So we can go ahead and check that one off.
Allegedly.
I can show you the text. I
never saw it.
I already got that one. Coastal Carolina was minus 19.5. They went ahead and won by 32, so we can go and check that one off. SMU minus 13.5 against Navy, 33 to win 30. I went ahead and made a audible at the very last second and picked UTSA Western Kentucky over 70.5, 33 to win 30. New Mexico San Diego State under 42.5. Another one of those scary ones. We'll go 22 to win 20. And then lock of the week, Arkansas Ole Miss over 66.5. Love it a lot. A lot of points are going to be scored in that one. Texas over 62.5. Iowa and Penn State under 41. And then Buffalo plus a point, 2.5.
Okay. Like I said, all right. Like I said, River Shootout. Got the Horns plus 3.5 against the Sooners. Mean bet going with my Yukon Huskies minus 3.5 against UMass. Lock of the week, Bama minus 15.5. I'll go as high as 21, whatever, against the Aggies. Denver plus 1 at Pittsburgh, 22 to win 20, and Tennessee minus 4 at the dismayed Jacksonville Jaguars, 33 to win 30. So, yeah, that's going to do it for us this week. We'll see y'all next Friday. Hope you guys make some money. We're doing pretty well, Scott. I'm actually kind of proud of us so far.
I think we're doing well, too. I wish we had ESPN watching this just to see if we can get a TV show here.
No. We need Fox. We're going to get in a bidding war here. We need a bidding war for our
Colin, watch our show, please.
For our prime talent. All right, so we'll see y'all next week.